Okay, let's dive into something that affects every single one of us, but honestly, often feels like it's written in a totally different language: taxes. In this explainer, we're going to break down a tool that's designed to be your own personal translator for the complicated world of finance. I mean, let's be real. Have you ever felt this way? You're staring at some form and you're just wondering if you need a secret decoder ring to figure out your own money. That feeling of being completely lost, it's universal, and it's the exact problem we're going to tackle today.
And this really brings us to our first big idea, what we're calling the tax language barrier. It's that huge wall of jargon and confusing rules that stands between most of us and really truly understanding our financial lives.
It's a feeling we all know, right? The sheer frustration of trying to understand these dense, impossible tax rules. You know it's important, but it's just so tempting to zone out. But here's the thing. This isn't just an inconvenience. It can have real, actual consequences for your wallet.
So what if you had a tool that could just smash through that barrier? That's where a digital translator comes into the picture. Let's explore what that really means.
And here it is, TaxLingo. Its whole mission is right there, to make taxes simple, practical, and actually easy to understand. The entire point is to take this huge, intimidating subject and just flip the script, turning all that confusion into clarity.
So what's really under the hood here? Well, TaxLingo is not just another calculator app. Think of it more like a teacher. Its whole purpose is to take these massive, complex tax ideas, break them down into bite-sized pieces, and then put them back together in clear, simple lessons you can actually use.
Okay, that sounds great in theory, but how does it actually work? What does learning look like when you're inside the app? Let's pull back the curtain and take a peek inside the lessons themselves.
The approach is pretty simple, but it's incredibly powerful. First, it walks you through everything with step-by-step lessons. Then, it connects those ideas to real-world examples, so you're not just learning theory. And finally, it cuts through all the jargon with clear, simple explanations. That three-part combo is the key to making it all stick.
And the lessons cover the absolute essentials you need to know. We're talking core stuff, like the difference between direct and indirect taxes, like your income tax versus the sales tax on your coffee. It breaks down how corporate taxes are different from personal taxes, and it demystifies things like VAT or value-added tax. These are the real building blocks for understanding the whole system.
So who is a tool like this actually built for? Well, the answer might be a lot broader than you think.
And what's really fascinating is just how wide the audience is. It's an almost perfect three-way split between students who are just starting out, entrepreneurs trying to navigate the complexities of a business, and professionals who just want to make smarter decisions with their income. It really just goes to show that pretty much everyone needs this kind of financial literacy.
But, learning the rules is really only half the battle. The real goal here is something much bigger, and that brings us to the ultimate payoff, the promise of confidence.
This quote absolutely nails it. See, the goal isn't just to have the knowledge. It's to have the confidence to use that knowledge. It's all about making that shift from being a passive person who just pays taxes to becoming an active, empowered manager of your own financial future.
When you boil it all down, this is what it's all about. Understanding how taxes impact your income, your business, and even your small everyday decisions. Once you finally get the how and the why, you stop just blindly following rules and you start making strategic choices. And that leaves us with a final thought to take away. Forget the frustration. Forget all the confusing forms for just a second. And think about the possibilities. If that giant wall of complexity just disappeared, what could you really achieve with total tax clarity? What decisions would you make differently?